What if I told you that over 231 million Pi coins are about to flood the market and possibly trigger one of the most intense price swings we've seen since the open mainnet went live? We're talking about daily token releases in the millions, tens of millions actually, unleashing hundreds of millions worth of Pi coin into circulation over the coming months. That's not a typo. These tokens could seriously shake the foundation of Pi Network's current price structure. And yet, despite this potentially stormy situation, there's a twist. Pi Network might just be preparing for its next big leap. So what's really going on with this massive Pi coin unlock event? Why are some pioneers excited while others are getting nervous? Could this be the beginning of a price crash or a silent build-up to something bigger? And let me know what you think. Will this Pi unlock bring the price down or fuel a breakout? Drop your answer in the comments, and if you haven't already, check out my previous videos for everything you might have missed on the latest Pi Network updates. The link is right there in the description for you. Now, if you're watching this right now, type Pi Network to the moon in the comments and tell me which country you're watching from. Let's represent the global Pi community. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. That's the best way to support the channel so I can keep bringing you the hottest Pi Network news, updates, and breakdowns. Also, join our Telegram group and Facebook page, both links are below too. This video is for entertainment purposes only and is not financial advice. On May 6th, something major began unfolding inside the Pi Network ecosystem. Quietly, but massively. Over 10.5 million Pi coins were unlocked in just one day. That's over $5.87 million in value released into circulation instantly. And that's just the beginning, because for 9 days straight more and more tokens, over 10 million each day, are scheduled to be unlocked. When you add that up across just 1 month, it crosses 231 million tokens. And this isn't stopping in May. June is going to be just as intense, with another 222 million coins expected to hit circulation. Altogether, more than 1.4 billion Pi coins are on track to be released within the next year, worth more than $850 million if we use today's price. Now here's the big question. What happens when that much supply hits the market, but the demand doesn't instantly match it? You guessed it. Downward pressure. Price dips, sell-offs, fear, and the price of Pi coin right now, hovering around 58 cents. That's already a steep 80% drop from its all-time high. Some of you may be asking, who even owns these unlocked coins? Great question. Many of these are from early allocations. Think of them like the old-school pioneers who joined Pi Network before it exploded. As their tokens unlock, some of them might be tempted to sell, especially those who've waited years. After all, who wouldn't want to cash out a little after being patient for so long? But here's the interesting twist. Even though the chart shows a flat line, trading volume has been unusually low, and the price has been stuck in a tight range since early April. You might think that's a bad sign, right? Not necessarily. This could actually be a classic wick-off accumulation phase, the calm before the storm. If that's the case, it means the market could be silently preparing for a breakout. Investors are stacking up their positions quietly, waiting for the right trigger to send Pi coin flying. That trigger? It could be a major exchange listing. Now this is where things get spicy. The Pi community has been buzzing about something that's appeared on the radar recently. Some pioneers spotted test listings of Pi Network on Binance. Yes, Binance, the world's largest crypto exchange. And on top of that, HTX, formerly Huobi, has hinted at the possibility of a Pi listing too. While none of these are officially confirmed yet, these breadcrumbs have been more than enough to get the community hyped. Because let's face it, if Pi Network gets listed on an exchange like Binance, it's a game changer. It would bring in massive liquidity, new investors, and huge trading volume. That alone could help absorb some of the sell pressure coming from these unlocks. But that's not the only glimmer of hope. Pi Network's app has now been downloaded over 120 million times. That's not a small number. That's a whole economy of users waiting to use, trade, and invest with Pi coin. It means there's still real demand growing behind the scenes. Still, caution is the name of the game here. Price predictions are all over the place. Some are saying Pi coin could reach $1 soon if it breaks past the $0.7932 resistance level. Others are being far more dramatic, saying the coin could soar to $314,159, a number that feels more like a meme than a realistic prediction. Fun for community spirit, but not exactly based on market dynamics. Right now, Pi coin is stuck between two possible futures. On one hand, there's a tidal wave of unlocked tokens ready to drown the price in red. On the other hand, there's a wave of adoption and potential exchange listings that could push Pi to new highs. It's a delicate balancing act between supply and demand, fear and hope, old holders and new adopters. And here's what's really fascinating. The community isn't just sitting back. They're actively building, testing apps, setting up real-world marketplaces, and holding on to their coins despite the uncertainty. That says a lot about the belief and long-term vision many pioneers have. But back to the short term. If you're holding Pi, watching this coin hover around 58 cents might feel frustrating. Especially when you think about the journey we've all been through. KYC challenges, waiting for mainnet migration delays, and now this massive unlock wave. But let's zoom out. Every major project faces a defining moment, a trial by fire, and perhaps this is Pi Network's. While no one can predict the exact movements of the market, one truth stands out: utility is king. The real test for Pi coin isn't about speculative hype, exchange listings, or rumors. It's about whether people genuinely use it in their everyday lives. If Pi becomes a tangible asset, spent regularly by users, accepted by real businesses, and integrated into practical ecosystems, then even the introduction of billions of new coins won't necessarily crash its value. In fact, as demand grows, it will naturally meet the increasing supply, creating a balanced and sustainable market. But if Pi continues to be driven primarily by speculative trends, price predictions, and wishful thinking without real-world adoption, the growing pressure could push its value downward. This is the crucial point where Pi Network will either rise or fall. It's not just about the coin's future, it's about its ability to prove its worth in the real economy. And that's the unfiltered, honest reality we must face. So as we move deeper into May and June, all eyes will be on how the market reacts to this unlock wave. Will early holders sell off and push the price down? Or will exchange listings and user adoption hold the line, and maybe even spark a surprise rally? Either way, we're witnessing a defining moment in Pi Network's evolution. A year from now, this could be the period we all look back on and say, that's when everything changed. So, to wrap it all up, over 231 million Pi coins are being unlocked this month, with another 222 million next month, and even more beyond that. The big question is, how the market will handle all that extra supply. Will it trigger a price crash or lead us into the next breakout phase? That depends on exchange listings, community activity, and real utility. If Pi Network pulls off the exchange rumors and brings in stronger demand, this wave of unlocks might turn out to be the launch pad we didn't know we needed. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates like this. Your support helps us keep digging into the Pi Network story and bringing it to you in the most human, fun, and informative way possible. And now I want to hear from you. Do you think Pi coin will survive this massive unlock event and go up? Or will the price drop further? Let's talk about it in the comments. Also, if you've got any questions or contributions, feel free to drop those down there too. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.